In this video, I'd like to adjust the levels of the file on screen, and I'd like to isolate it to a certain area. So I'm going to start by introducing a layer, new, an adjustment layer. And you'll see it puts a protective layer over the file, essentially, allowing me to adjust values and hue and saturation, etc., all the color corrections available in After Effects, without affecting the entire clip. I'd like to have the planet a little bit brighter just as the silhouette of the spaceship goes across it. So I'll begin by editing my adjustment layer where I'd like it to kind of start. I'll then go up to Effects, Color Correction, and then Levels. And much the same as Photoshop, you're going to see these three value options as you begin this. So I'll just start by brightening it up a little bit. And if I want, I can play with the middle values, etc. Now, I don't want to affect the actual background. So I have the option to add layer masks to this as well. I'll hit Q on the keyboard, and when I do, it takes me to the box directly to the left of the pen nib, and I'll grab the ellipse tool. And now I'll begin to draw an elliptical shape around the planet. And if I were to get my move tool, which is V, just like in Photoshop, I can adjust this. I'll deselect it. And if I was to select it in the timeline, I can always go in now and I can adjust these Bezier points separately if I chose. I'll go ahead and I'll tweak that a little bit. And now if I were to go and play with my values again, you'll see it affects just the planet area. So very much like Photoshop, essentially. I also have the option to soften the edge. We know that from previous projects. There's a feather, and I could soften it if I wanted to. And I also have the option now to have this fade in and fade out so it's not so abrupt. Just like any other layer, if I would hit T on the keyboard, I get the transparency. I'll start it off at 0 and determine at what point in time I want the full opacity, and I'll change it back to 100. So now if I was to click and play, you'll see the planet brightens up as the ship silhouettes by. And that's pretty much all there is to it.